I was picking up that somebody like swore off love, or sort of like made a very uh like blunt declaration that it doesn't exist or something like that, and then you appeared in their life and you are like the love of their life, and so this person's like reeling. It's literally like, say on Monday someone decides, you know what, love isn't real, all of that's like BS, I'm just gonna do me, and you know, whatever, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm never gonna be in a relationship again, you know, all that stuff is like buns and fake and blah blah blah. And then they meet you you know, like Wednesday, right? And it could be reverse energy, like, you know, take it as it resonates, but like, and I'm getting that, like, so this could either be future, present, past energy, whatever, but like this person is like, when they meet you and then everything keeps aligning and they're like, wow, this is, you know how you'll see that thing on videos, they're like, oh, sometimes it's enough to just say my future husband or my future wife wouldn't do that, and then walk away. It's sort of like everything that you do, this person's like, oh, my future wife would do that, oh, my future husband would do that, oh, that's exactly what my future spouse would say, that's exactly what my future spouse would do. And it's like, you know, and so obviously it takes them a while to process this, and you know, that can look like, obviously this is really complicated because people can get wrapped into really toxic situationships, and the being able to distinguish the difference between somebody who is like trying to heal in order to actually receive the love that you are attempting to give them is vastly different than somebody who is like, who has no genuine intentions, but they're like leading you on because they like the energy that you give them or something like that. So I'm not going to get into like how you distinguish that. Like, please figure, like, learn how to develop discernment and like develop some relationship with like either your higher self, or just because, I don't know, learn how to read energy, I guess. But I'm getting that like this may be a slower burn than you are used to or comfortable with. It's also giving that somebody may have treated the connection as like overly lustful at the beginning, and then like as they are processing that you are their future spouse, they're like, oh, they're like feeling bad or something, and they're like, oh wow, I treated this person who basically like, I can see that if things just like stay like this and progress and this is truly how they are, then I would like worship the ground that they walk on. And I was just like treating them like some average, like, I don't know, I was hearing like gutter rat or like street rat. I don't know if somebody like talks like that. But yeah, it's giving that like, so for confirmation of this, because I know people can get a little uh, like no shade or whatever, we've all been there, but like delulu about situations that aren't going anywhere. So if this is for you, it like, you will see like now or very like soon, okay, this person like the like, I don't know, is it like the dam breaking, or like they're like cracking, like their mask is cracking or whatever. And that is a mask that they may have had to develop due to protect themselves, sort of like very cold, overly nonchalant, like emotionally unavailable. And they could have been like that since childhood because they like learned that that was safe, it was safe to be that way. Like, it's giving somebody like has literally, it's almost giving some that like somebody like in theory knows how to be romantic, but they never felt compelled to do it because they never were in a relationship with someone that they felt deserved that energy from them. And so they may have a reputation for being very like cold and like emotionally unavailable in their relationships, and now all of a sudden you have them wanting to like buy you stuffed animals. Like, they've never been in like a cutesy relationship, they've only ever been in ones that were sort of like where people were like chasing them, and they kind of just like let them chase them because, you know, I don't know, they just were. But yeah, it's like you are bringing out like the soft gooey center of somebody. And again, if this is for you, you will be seeing this already, and it's like somebody, you will see the shift, right? So this isn't somebody who love bombs, it would be quite the opposite. So like when they do show like expressions of like affection and stuff like that, it means more because you know they aren't just like giving that out to everybody. Like, you know, there are people who like early on in a connection or whatever, they're overly like love bombing and like all of this stuff and stuff like that, and you may have like thought that because this person wasn't like that, that they weren't that interested in you. But then it's sort of like it means more, and it like, I would say that like anything, you know, um anything that's like slow cooked is more, it's more like, I I don't know, like delicious or whatever. Like falls off the bone, whatever. I don't know why I'm thinking about like ribs or like a pot roast. If some of you guys may be making something in your crock pot, please send some over. Thank you. But anyway, like yeah, so I think that this person, you were like, or if this is you, like if I am kind of getting this is like divine masculine energy who is like has had their guard up their whole life, is learning how to be soft and gentle because a feminine came into their life that has like teaching them how to love them, and they're actually willing to learn and do it for this person. But like it's not toxic for somebody who like never knew how to like, or like if someone with their whole life surrounded by people or interacting with people that never brought out that side of them, it's not like, as long as they're like willing to learn, you know, it's the sort of thing of like, oh, if you meet someone who's like illiterate, right, but they deeply, deeply, deeply desire to learn how to read, and they're willing to like work their ass off to do whatever it takes to do it, they just needed the right person to be patient with them and to like believe in them enough, are you still gonna like be like bullying and like talking shit about the person, like, oh, they're illiterate, they can't read or whatever? Or like, are you gonna be like, you know, they're trying to learn, like, and they're doing a good job and they're making progress, and obviously it's not like a linear, like completely linear or whatever, but they're doing their best, right? So will you disparage that person for not having learned how to read before, or will you encourage them to keep, you know, going? Okay, so it's basically like this person is learning how to be sweet, and they're learning how to be gentle, and they're learning how to be soft. So this could have been someone that was like usually in like toxic masculine energy, and you know, they always like throw around terms like toxic this, and I know that can be triggering. So like it's just sort of like, I don't know, like convoluted or corrupted masculine energy that was not in touch with the feminine at all. Like, not at all. Like, bro barely cracked a smile. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm getting that, like, there's a difference between waiting and wanting somebody to change for you versus like you having strong enough boundaries that you are willing to walk away at any time, and some person like being able to pick up on that, and then they do change for you, and then they stay, they like those changes stick because they want you in their life. You know, there's this one song that I see on some edits or whatever that's like, if you want a lover, I'll do anything you ask me, and if you want another, I'll wear a mask for you. And you know, the whole like perception of like masks or whatever is like, you know, it's, you know, obviously it's not like the best or whatever, but like I think the idea is that our identity is essentially just like created based on like the behaviors that we embody consistently or whatever. So for example, like if you take like a random person and then they like never gone to the gym before, right? They obviously aren't a gym rat, right? But then if they start to like shape their whole life around, you know, going to the gym, and like that's actually their passion, and they do it consistently for like long periods of time, it doesn't matter if like their whole life before that they never stepped foot in a gym, they become a gym rat. So it's kind of like a mask in the sense of like an identity that they've put on, but they've embodied it, and it is authentic because that's like who they are. But that's kind of what I'm getting, is that like this person like had this perception of themselves as like steel, cold, ice, 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 and they like prided themselves on being like that. And now you are making them want to like, I don't know, you know, write poems and like text with emojis and like fall asleep on the phone and like sing you songs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like you are bringing out a side of somebody that they have not witnessed themselves have ever, you know. And this person could be, you know, like you know, 25 and up, you know, 35, 45 even, you know. It's just that like they've never been like this before, so obviously they were afraid at first, but now their fear is like dissipating and gone, and they're going to start to like pursue you in the way that like they would pursue their future spouse, because that's how they like view you, you know.